That's right, Tracy. 8 people are in the hospital tonight after a shooting in Baltimore. Police say 3 shooters opened fire on a group of people that included a father and his 3-year-old daughter. As of this hour, no word on their condition, but take a look at this video showing last night's scene. Police say the suspects ran away and have not been identified yet. Investigators are asking anyone who may have information to give them a call. The city's commissioner says the shooting was an act of retaliation.
This was a planned, premeditated act of retaliatory violence where we had 3 shooters, 2 of the shooters armed with handguns, and 1 of the shooters we believe was armed with a long gun of some sort that we now preliminarily believe was a shotgun.
Baltimore police says the shooting may be linked to another attack that happened on Labor Day weekend. 2 women are facing charges in that case. We'll be keeping you updated as this story develops. In the studio, Stephanie Holguin, DCW News at 10. Tracy, Metro is proposing a grim budget to solve their financial problems. According to the press release, the Reality Check budget plan will eliminate 1,000 jobs, cut healthcare expenses, and reduce rail and bus services. Metro says this plan proposes to increase wait times between trains starting next July. The plan also explains that fares will go up for both rail and bus riders. Under this plan, commuters may have to pay extra from a minimum of 5 cents to a maximum of 25 cents per trip. The final budget must be approved by March in order for it to take effect by July of next year. For more on this proposed plan, head over to our website, DCW50.com. In the studio, Stephanie Holguin, DCW50 News at 10. Here's a few things we need to know before Election Day. In Virginia, voters in Fairfax County will be asked to vote on a 4% sales tax on restaurant meals and prepare food and beverages. This is all part of the county's plan to provide additional funding for the school system. Polls in Virginia open at 6 a.m. and close at 7 p.m. And if you're thinking on snapping a selfie, the state of Virginia says it's okay for voters to take a photo of themselves or their ballot. Now moving on to the district, where polls open at 7 in the morning and stay open until 8 p.m. Voters will have the option to vote on statehood. As far as taking selfies, the Board of Elections says election officials might discourage you from taking photographs, but they won't try to stop you. And in Maryland, Montgomery County voters will consider a ballot question on setting term limits for members of the county council. Polls open at 7 a.m. and close at 8 p.m. And don't forget to put your phones away. The state bans electronic devices in polling places. For more on what you need to know before Election Day, head over to our website, DCW50.com. In the studio, Stephanie Holguin, DCW50 News at 10. Tracy, VDOT will hold 3 meetings in which drivers will have the chance to weigh in on plans to extend I-395 express lanes by 8 miles north so that they can end closer to the DC line. Currently, these express lanes end near Ansell Road, where they turn into HOV lanes. The hearings VDOT is scheduling will allow you to comment on the design extension. The first meeting is for tomorrow at Wakefield High School on Dinwiddie Street in Arlington, then on Wednesday at Francis Hammond Middle School in Alexandria. Then the final meeting is set for November 30th. These meetings start at 6:30 p.m. If you can make it to these meetings, VDOT still wants to hear from you. You can send the department an email, the address right here on your screen. VDOT will take comments through December 12th. Construction on these express lanes is set to start in the spring of 2017. To find out more on these meetings, head over to our website, DCW50.com. In the studio, Stephanie Holguin, DCW50 News at 10. Angie, several newspaper editorial boards are breaking a tradition by not supporting the Republican presidential nominee. Instead, they're recommending Hillary Clinton, in some cases, Libertarian Gary Johnson, as their choice for president. Among the media outlets catching heat for rejecting Donald Trump as a suitable choice for president is the Arizona Republic, who is endorsing a Democrat for the first time since its founding back in 1890.
I don't think it's an accident that we're breaking with our history in a presidential election year, that none of us have ever seen in our lifetime, a candidate who is so reckless and so obnoxious and so frightening.
The Dallas Morning News broke a 75-year streak not backing a Republican.
Our recommendation is just that, a recommendation. We recommended the person we think is best qualified to serve as president.
In the first time in more than a century, the Detroit News is endorsing a candidate who isn't a Republican. This election, they're throwing their support behind the Libertarian nominee.
I don't think a voters should be expected to hold their nose and vote for the lesser of two evils. We handle this process the same way we always do. We looked at the candidates and picked the one who best reflected our values as a newspaper.
The endorsement sparked outrage among Republican readers, which resulted in many canceling their subscriptions. Trump responded in a tweet saying people were smart for doing so. In the studio, Stephanie Holguin, DCW 50, News at 10.
How are you? Good to see you. Oh, okay.
Dana Merlot has a full-time job, takes care of 2 little boys, and on top of that, she runs a nonprofit out of her basement called Support the Girls.
There's so many different reasons why people are needing new bras.
Collecting gently used bras and new hygiene products for women and girls in need.
This whole nonprofit was an accident. Like a very fortuitous accident. And I had been exercising and working out and eating more healthy, and I realized I needed new bras.
It means people care. That's right. It means people care. You are so right. Look at this.
Merlot has collected more than 32,000 bras and over 135,000 feminine hygiene products. But she's not alone in her campaign to help others.
It's not just me. I'm in touch with people all over the world who are doing this, or helping out and helping support the girls.
I already know my size.
One of the many women on the receiving end of Merlot's efforts is Marsha Lyles. She's a regular client at Thrive DC, a nonprofit helping those in need. She says she's always excited to get bras that she wouldn't otherwise be able to afford.
Oh man, those bras have really been an asset. I look forward to when we can get the bras because you get different colors and you switch up. So it's a big asset.
Excuse me.
That happiness resonates with Tony Washington, who works for Martha's Table. He explains that there's a greater need for the products Support the Girls collects.
To actually go through the whole bra selection and pick out something that they like and see a smile on their face. So for a man, I'm like, whoa, what's so exciting? But I see now, I understand.
Those getting the donations say the community support gives women dignity.
It also has a woman feel like I'm being covered and I'm not out there exposing what I don't want because of choice, my situation, and it builds a woman's character.
The donations also lift their self-esteem.
I got something that somebody cared enough to give to me and think about me to make me feel like a woman, a pretty woman again.
Support the Girls is expanding, with chapters spreading across the U.S. And there's even chapters in Canada, Mexico, and Australia.
Dana's efforts are amazing for what she's accomplished in such a short period of time, and her whole mission and cause is such amazing, and it speaks volumes about her heart.
Love you. Thank you. God bless you, and don't stop.
And you can find out more about this movement by heading over to our website, dcw50.com. Stephanie Holguin, DCW News at 10. Angie, federal investigators took measurements for 3D maps to better understand the deadly crash. But the grandson of the school bus driver, Glenn Chappell, says his grandfather's medical records may hold the answers to why his bus went out of control, striking a commuter bus head on. He says his grandfather had a history of seizures and took medicine to control them.
I definitely felt like he had a medical emergency that unfortunately he lost control and he wasn't able to function properly.
The NTSB and Baltimore police say they're looking through surveillance videos showing the bus approaching the crash site, but none of the videos show the wreck. Howard County Police released a report saying that Chappell was involved in a crash less than 2 years ago where he lost consciousness and lost control of his car. It says he was on seizure medicine then.
Since this medical condition has him being this way, I can't say that I agree with him driving the bus. Maybe he should have considered another field.
No mechanical defects or deficiencies were noted.
The Motor Vehicle Administration says Chappell license lapsed because he failed to turn in medical certification. The NTSB expects to release a preliminary report within the next few weeks. In the studio, Stephanie Holguin, DCW 50, News at 10.